All right, everybody. Well, I appreciate you joining me. I'm Mary Kate Gaffney, your host right now of the Fox News Now stream, and I want to discuss a story that's really gone viral this week. A woman was kicked off a plane for berating a Donald Trump supporter. His name's Scott Contesky, and he's being interviewed everywhere this week because he was on this plane and he basically just told the woman that he came to support democracy. They were at the inaugural events and everyone was boarding the plane, and the woman said, "Were you here to celebrate or to protest?" And he simply told her that he was there to support democracy, and that's when she went off on him. She insulted his appearance. She told him to not look at her, to stay away from her. She really started screaming in his face. So I had a chance to talk to one of the passengers on the plane that witnessed this all happen. He took this video, so let me play the video for you first, just to give you guys a better idea of what exactly happened here. This isn't the whole feud, but I want to show you what this video is that that Steve, I should say, took earlier this week on this plane. This is from Steve Sinelli. He took this video, so let's play it. This is during the feud. The woman's getting kicked off the plane in his video, so let's play this.
That's going to be both of us.
Okay, okay, talk to us out there, please.
Yeah, that means the plane's going to close the door, doesn't
it?
Doesn't
yes, talk to us,
yes
please.
Or no?
You going to talk to us out there? Go ahead.
I want an answer, yes or no.
We're not in charge of the plane. We're asking you to step off the plane now, please.
Yeah, you pop up. Go ahead. M21 where you're at.
I hope this country treats you great. I've been in it for 20 years.
Man, we're waiting on you.
I'm American. You're a citizen.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, we're going to talk off the plane.
That's going to be both.
So you're able to see in the video, even when she's being escorted off the plane, people are clapping, cheering USA. So the man that was on the plane said that he felt very harassed by this woman, that he didn't do anything to instigate it. We didn't get a chance to talk to him, but we did get a chance to talk to another passenger that was on the plane that witnessed this all happen. That's Steve, and he is the one that actually took that video. He was able to show us kind of a different view of what happened. The guy that was berated was able to take a video as well while this was all happening. Everyone seems to have their cell phones out on planes now, but I had a chance to Skype with Steve earlier today. Again, this was a passenger on the plane that witnessed this all happen. So let me just pull up this video here so I can show you guys what exactly Steve had to say. So here we go. Live here on Fox News Now, and we're discussing a post-inaugural exchange on an airplane that went viral after a woman was seen yelling at a man for voting or liking Donald Trump, essentially. And joining me now is Steve Sinelli, who was on that flight. Steve, thanks for joining me.
Yeah, it's my pleasure. Thanks for having me, Marianne.
So tell me, what was your experience like on this flight? I know you weren't the guy that was being harassed, but you were there and you saw this. So what was going on?
Well, basically, I actually came onto the flight at the tail end of boarding, so I actually saw it firsthand walking down the aisle, and upon getting into my seat, I realized that this was going to escalate even further, so I felt like it would be important to get it captured, to really have it on record what was going on. And it was just a very, very extreme commotion that this woman was having with this person. And from what I could tell, he was basically sitting there minding his own business. So it was a little bit uncomfortable for everyone around them.
So was he wearing any Donald Trump gear? Was he wearing, a Make America Great Again hat? Or he just basically said he was there to support democracy and that's what upset her?
Yeah, I mean, he honestly said that he was there to celebrate democracy. He had no gear on that I could tell, no hat, no shirt. He essentially was just a plainclothes person, and she basically instigated a situation with him without any cause. I know that there was a few different people behind his seat that were wearing Make America Great hats, but he wasn't indicating that clothing at all. So she just kind of provoked him out of nowhere.
And I know some of the things that she said were a little bit out there. You know, she said Donald Trump doesn't believe in climate change. Did you know that gravity's just a theory? You know, she really took it there. Did you hear any of that, or did you see that in the video?
Yeah, and she was also accusing him of not being smart because he voted for Trump. And I find it, kind of ironic that she was asking if he believed in gravity, and we were on an airplane that was about to take off. So, her thought process was not really solid in terms of the things that she was asking. And honestly, I don't know what their mindset was or what their political views that caused them to have these ideas were. But, honestly, they were just really giving him a really hard time, and I didn't see any reason for it.
And so I saw in your video, it looked like you were pretty close to where they were seated. So what was it like when the flight attendants were trying to get her to leave? Because I know you saw that part.
They were actually really professional about it. Honestly, they, went ahead and said that, she didn't have the right to tell him to move his seat because she wasn't comfortable with him being in her space. And so I think that they really, took a hard line on it, and she almost seemed shocked that they were, defending him, and she seemed really unaware that what she was doing was, not appropriate. And the captain himself was standing at the front of the plane with his hands, his arms crossed, and he was kind of observing the whole entire thing, and he realized that, even if she was to move to a different side of the plane where they had offered to do so in order to be able to stay on, that, what's to say that she wouldn't get up and start a conflict when they're in the air? So it was really the right decision, because something like that you really just can't come back from.
So yeah, he just basically explained why he was in D.C., and that's when she went off. And now again, I know you were kind of close to the couple. She was with her husband. Did her husband do anything to sort of calm the situation down? I know in the video he is literally grabbing his shirt because he feels so uncomfortable. He's sitting there, is that, and did you feel like it was sort of an awkward situation between her husband and her?
Yeah, and I feel bad that he has to kind of go home to that at the end of the day, because, man, she was really giving this kid a hard time, and I can't imagine that that's the first time it's happened. To be completely honest, she said, from the very beginning, were you here to protest or were you here to celebrate? Already assuming that there was some sort of motive behind him being there. So she came on ready to fight, without him prompting any conversation of that. And as far as the man, we're talking about how his mother had passed away, and I do feel bad for that. But at the same time, I kind of felt like she was trying to use it as a justification for her own actions. And yeah, he didn't really seem like he was that involved, and honestly, he was trying to de-escalate the situation. So it was more so her that was instigating it, and he had to kind of leave because of her actions, unfortunately.
Well, it's interesting that you brought that up. She said, my mother-in-law just died. Have you no respect to the flight attendant? When she didn't show much respect to Scott Kateski, the guy in the seat that she was yelling at. I believe in interviews that I've heard, she called him pretty bad names. She insulted his weight, his legs. So it's interesting that she would say, have you no respect to the flight attendant?
Yeah, and it was kind of like a double standard where, she wanted to be respected, but then she wouldn't, basically provide that same respect to the person that was sitting next to her. So I didn't really appreciate, and I do feel bad for the situation that they were going through, but at the same time, I can't imagine that they used that as an excuse for what they did. So it was not a great way for them to try to get out of it, honestly.
And it's interesting, you and another passenger almost didn't make the flight until they alerted you guys that someone was being taken off and there was going to be more room on the flight. So can you tell me a little bit more about that?
Yeah, honestly, it ended up working out really well for both of us, because I was just late to the gate, and they had given my seat away for a standby person. And basically what it ended up happening was that he was then not going to be able to board. And at the same time, that was when they were, getting a notification that they were going to be basically removing her from the plane. And so then we were both able to board. The other individual, was actually a registered Democrat, and he took the seat of the woman that got deboarded. And from what I had heard in, another interview, they had a great conversation. They may not have agreed on the same points, but, at the end of the day, they were able to basically just get along and have a mutual respect and understanding for each other. And I think at the end of the day, I mean, honestly, even if your viewpoints differ, it's best to be able to, do some of those things outside of, a secure environment, and that there's really no excuse or no reason to be doing any of that stuff on a plane.
Sure. And did you say you had a chance to talk to Scott Kateski, the guy who was being yelled at on the plane?
We talked a little bit over Facebook after everything had happened, and he had thanked me for kind of making sure that my side of that was captured. I hadn't talked to him in person, but he had a really good way of kind of handling it in terms of, he basically just said he was there to, show his love and to basically not start any, any additional anger that she may have. And, he basically would be like a case study of how to handle that type of situation. He literally did everything perfectly. And he's just such a kind person, in fact, from what I, spoke with him online.
Well, Steve, I appreciate that you took this video, and thank you so much for getting back to me and joining me here on the show.